have with us Dr. Shubha N. Bhammani, Additional DGT Department of Telecommunications, Ministry of Communication, Government of India, and she'll be sharing a perspective of empowering a connected India. Low role of telecom security in national resilience is. We all know how important is telecom infrastructure. Along with the energy infrastructure, a lot of breaches have happened in recent past in these two sectors. We call it a co-infrastructure area. And nothing much to say about Shubha ma'am. She has been a veteran in this industry. She has worked in BSNL, she has worked as CVO in PSOs, and now she is handling this charge. So we welcome you, ma'am, and over to you. A huge round of applause for you, please.
First of all, let me correct. I am not a doctor. I am Mrs. Shuvan Vamani, an Indian Telecom Service Officer of 87 batch from Ministry of Communication, Department of Telecom. Presently looking after the charge of Additional Director General Telecom, New Delhi only. So let me start. Distinguished dignitaries, fellow panelists, the speakers, industry leaders, a very good morning to all of you. It's both an honor and privilege to address at this T4D CyberSec Conference 25 at this platform, which is a critical platform that brings together some of the highest and the brightest minds in cybersecurity and digital policy formation. I am going to give you the government perspective. Like my earlier colleagues have given the reception and the army perspective, I am going to give you telecom perspective in this whole arena. But first, let me commend T4D Communications Limited for curating this platform where the technology meets the governance, where innovation aligns with the public interest. Your work in advocacy, knowledge sharing, as well as in awareness building is truly commendable, sir, Mr. Goswami. The theme of today's event could not be more timely. Cybersecurity is no longer a technical afterthought. It's a strategic necessity. We all know. India stands at the forefront of the digital transformation today. The country is undergoing a profound digital transformation, rapidly emerging as one of the main leaders and dynamic economic in the world. We now have more than 1.2 billion mobile customers, a robust and growing 5G ecosystem in place, as well as some of the world's largest digital platforms for payment UPIs, for identity Aadhaar, for governance DigiLocker, CoWIN, and many more. So the country is creating a new era of hyperconnectivity and data-driven innovations. In this ecosystem, as we all know, data is the new currency, a vital asset that powers decision-making, fuel economic growth, as well as enables personalized digital innovations. As India's digital footprint expands, and so the risk of digital attacks, cyber threats, data breaches, misuse, and privacy violations. We all know every new service, every new connected device, every new cloud-based innovation expands our digital attack surface, the area. Attackers today are not just the hackers. We know they include cyber criminals, syndicates, state-sponsored threat actors, as well as hybrid warfare mechanisms. The cost of cybercrime, as our earlier speaker also told, is expressed to exceed almost 10 trillion US dollars by the end of this year. And this is not just the economic burden. It's a matter of national security, social trust, as well as strategic innovations. So in this scenario, in this context, I would like to emphasize on some important aspects, that is the telecom infrastructure, which is not just a utility. We all consider it as a backbone utility, but it is a strategic asset. And it is the foundation over which entire digital economic platforms are working, the government services, the financial transactions, the healthcare maps, the education content, the disaster response, everything rides on telecom network. So as custodian of this backbone, this network, Government of India, Department of Telecommunication has adopted a multi-layer, proactive and integrated approach to cybersecurity. The vision is simple: to secure India's digital growth with trust, resilience, and sovereignty. So let me just give you a brief idea about some strategic initiatives being taken by government in this regard. First and foremost, as all of us know, is securing the infrastructure, our digital landscape. And in that comes the defense and app, that is Telkom CSIRTs.
our colleagues from this field, this fraternity knows, we have institutionalized telecom CSIRTs, the cyber security incident response mechanism, the systems across all the states in the country. In telecom jargon, we say it's LSAs, licensed service areas. So in all the 22 licensed service area, which includes the states, the UTs, everything, we are establishing a strong regional mechanism for safeguarding the telecom backbone, the infrastructure. These units act as a first line of defense, responsible for continuous cyber incident monitoring, coordination with law enforcement agencies, as well as rapid on-ground response. All telecom service providers, as well as the internet service providers, we call ISPs, are being integrated into telecom CERTs to ensure the seamless collaboration, real-time intelligence sharing, and timely mitigation of cyber attacks. This process is ongoing. This TCERT is going to work is in close coordination with other national cybersecurity agencies, namely CERT-In, NCIPPC, PowerCERT, and others to enable a unified cross-sectoral approach to threat detection, response, and attending, which is essential. This convergence is essential to protect the critical telecom infrastructure and ensuring a secure, reliable, and trusted digital ecosystem. Once we talk about the critical telecom infrastructure, we know that telecom, which forms the backbone of nation's security, economy, healthcare. So ministry is going to issue very soon a gadget notification wherein declaring the major component of all the service providers, the telecom service providers, their infrastructure as critical telecom infrastructure. Following this, those components will be integrated with telecom CERT framework, which will enable the continuous real-time monitoring of such components, such infrastructure for cyber threats as well as for system health. This will significantly enhance the nation's capability to detect, to prevent, and respond to risk affecting the telecom ecosystems. Others, as we know, security by design. In all companies, in all networks we do. So that is true in telecom and 5G arena also. As we prepare for 6G and roll out our 5G networks, where technologies like network slicing, IoT, edge computing is being introduced, both for new vulnerabilities as well as potentials are increasing. Security by design principle across all the new and existing telecom infrastructure is being processed as of now. The aim is to enable, you can say, security protocols, identify the validations and monitoring the capabilities from day one, rather than once a breach occurs. Apart from that, TSAF, we all know that telecom security assurance framework is in place, which is required at the equipment level. Trust factor has to be introduced. Government has mandatorily introduced the, you can say, law which says that all telecom products must undergo rigorous testing and certification through this telecom trusted portal. We call it TTP. All the ISPs, all the telecom service providers have to undergo this mandatory thing. So this aligns with the government's broader vision of trusted, secure supply chain under Atmanirbhar Bharat. The second main initiative is empowering citizens. Cybersecurity is a public movement, not only as a infrastructure core, but for the public also. We firmly believe in this aspect that every mobile, every connected citizen, every user has to extend, has to be vigilant. And so for that, as we know, one of the most important tool is Sanchar Sarthi portal. This is the app in 19 regional languages introduced by government, Department of Telecom. It's a citizen-centric shield which promotes self-verification, accountability, as well as trust. This empowers individuals to check their number. How many numbers are being used with one individual? Lot many facilities are there. They can report the fraudulent usage. They can block the stolen mobile phones, the IMEI numbers. So far, almost more than 14 crore persons, users have visited this site, and more than 17 lakh in last 5 months have downloaded this app, which is nothing but a very powerful tool in the hands of the Indian government, Indian citizens, we can say. Almost 3 crore unauthorized numbers have been already deactivated in last 2.5 years with the use of Sanchar Sarthi portal. It's more than a regulatory tool. The other, community vigilance. We all know Project Chakshu, which enables citizens to report suspicious or fraudulent activities, calls, SMSs, whether it is a fake job offer, KYC frauds, lottery scams, users' reports are immediately rounded up, routed to the law enforcement agencies, financial institutions, as well as to the TSPs. This bottom-up vigilance makes every citizen a signatory and creates a robust public-private partnership in this era. The DIP platform, we know, digital intelligence platform, it's a real-time intelligence platform between telecom operators, enforcement agencies, the identity issuers, bankers, and digital service providers. This secure portals ensures coordinated response and traceability for any misuse of the infrastructure, especially the telephone infrastructure. The third and last, I'm going to tell you about the strengthening collaboration. This is again a very important and challenging move initiated by Government of India in this direction, where convergence is the key. No agency or any enterprise can secure cyberspace alone. We know this thing. It has to be a shared responsibility. And same can be achieved through interagency collaboration, coordination, through capacity building, through trainings, as well as through international cooperation. So in this regard, regular regional, national coordination meetings between various stakeholders, MHA, DOT, CERTs, police, MIT, etc. are being done. Synchronized planning, rapid ground actions are being done. It's a regular exercise. I'm sure you all may be knowing this thing. In government, it has been taken at the highest level with the immense, you can say, priority. And with regard to capacity building, training, more than 10,000 officers, government officers have already been trained, more are in pipeline in this cyber secure range. MIT, DOT, others are regularly featuring these platforms. They are showing the training programs, etc. for the cyber security arena. The international cooperation, Department of Telecommunication, actively contributes to India's cybersecurity space. Diplomacy through ITU, through working groups, through APT, etc. Painting on global norms for telecom resilience, cross-border data protection, as well as trust architecture in 5G and beyond are few steps being taken by government in this direction. So looking ahead, Cyber Secure Bharat at a rate of 2047, which we say, we prepare India, and our vision is to create a cyber secure Bharat where every citizen is digitally empowered and digitally safe also. Every connection, telecom connection is verified, monitored, and a trusted one. All the government and enterprise systems, organizations are resilient by design, and where cyber defense is not reactive but anticipatory, proactive, as told earlier also. So let me emphasize in last that cybersecurity is not a destination, it's a moving target. We must adopt, learn, collaborate, and evolve faster than the threats. In doing so, India can lead the way in shaping a secure, equitable, and future-ready digital society that benefits everyone, all the citizens. Let's build a future where technology empowers without compromising the privacy, and where innovation is always guided by integrity and inclusion. This CyberSec Conference 25, let's use these forums, these platforms, not only just to exchange the ideas, but to forge partnership, challenge assumptions, as well as to co-create the solutions. With this, I once again thank T4D Communications for this meaningful opportunity and for honoring our efforts for the departments and the governments this thing with Cybersecurity Governance Awards. This recognition belongs to all of us who has helped shape a more secure landscape in the country. Let's move forward together with vigilance, resolve, and shared purpose. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Shubha Bhammani, the Additional DGT Department of Telecommunication from Minister of Communication, Government of India. The address was quite interesting and insightful. I'll take a cue from what ma'am has said. One point I'll take, a very important point she has talked about. She talked about international cooperation and other things, but the skilling part, where the trained workforce is where department is also focusing. I know, but that we all know that there's a dearth of trained workforce in terms of cybersecurity in this country. I remember the former defense secretary in one of our conference once told me that a year back or so, that everybody's talking that AI is taking our jobs, AI is a threat, everything. He said AI can actually be in this leapfrog moment for the entire world. where they can create more jobs and more cyber secured experts and trained manpower. India can be the provider of cybersecurity experts in the world over. So I think that's a very important part that you have talked about, apart from the technological aspect which we have focused on. Thank you so much, Shubham Mani ma'am. And that doctor was a deception from our end, I must say. So sorry for that. With this, I move to the next speaker, a very important speaker, because Shubham Mani ma'am also talked about that this platform should be not only used as the knowledge sharing platform, but where we can also talk about collaboration and cooperation, coming of government and industry together to create something meaningful which can help all of us.